G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got a new 1/14 scale brushed desert buggy here from a company called HX Tech. This is the 8612, or as you can see on the box, it's called the 4-wheel drive Rover. Now you can get it in a bunch of body styles. I decided to get this desert buggy sort of truck version. This comes with a 540 brushed motor, which is a good change from a lot of the small scale trucks these days, especially when they're released as a brushed version. Usually been seen the 390 brushed or even a 380 brushed. Now this comes in at a price of around just under 90 bucks. I believe it's around $88 US or around $130 Australian. We also got a standard 2.4 gigahertz transmitter, which looks very familiar from other brands in the past. It's just got an on and off button there, throttle reverse, steering reverse, and we've got the steering trim, dual rate for the throttle, as well as dual rate for the steering. 2.4 gigahertz, and they actually state that we're going to get around 200 meters range out of this transmitter. Now on the box it does state that this has got a top speed of 55 kilometers an hour with the 540 brush motor. I'm not going to bother actually testing that today, so today we're just going to test it off-road here on this field and see how it does for bashing for under 90 US dollars. Now it does have, unfortunately, friction shocks, which we have seen time and time again on these cheap RC cars and trucks. These tires are rather grippy though. There is no foam in them, but they seem like they will do pretty decent job on the grass here and on the dirt. We also have a little wheelie bar on the back, and we also have some lights on the front and on the rear of this little truck. There are a couple of little drivers in here with no face shields, which looks rather odd. They could have probably added that detail, and there's some more details there in the back of the truck. Now of course the shocks are bouncy, being friction shocks, but the springs actually feel pretty firm on this particular truck. They're not that soft, so maybe it will handle pretty decent. We'll have a look and see how it does when we take it for a spin here. Now to my surprise, this RC actually has pillow ball hubs on it, which you don't really see on these cheap RCs at all. So I was pretty surprised to see that. As you can see, the actual CVDs and axles on this one are plastic, and it's got plastic diff cups too. But I'm pretty sure it says on the listing that the diffs are actually metal on this one. Now on this RC, you've only got 2 clips on the front hood here, and then the whole shell swivels back. You can see the big 540 brush motor, okay? We've got an all-in-one 40 amp 2S capable ESC. Looks like a 5-wire servo here. Rather long antenna for the receiver ESC combo, so I think that's where they're getting that 250 range claim from. And on this side, we've got a 2000 milliamp hour 2S lithium ion pack, so pretty decent milliamp hour size. Now this car is primarily made out of plastic. As you can see, the chassis, swing arms and everything else is plastic. It's all held in with Phillips screws, and this truck does have ball bearings throughout. Now in the box we also get the user manual here. It's pretty standard stuff. We've got exploded diagrams, and at the back we got the full parts list as well. So parts should be pretty easy to find for this RC truck. Last but not least, we get our standard USB charger, a couple of different screwdrivers, they're both Phillips head, and a couple of extra body clips in this little bag here. Now it also looks like you can get a truggy version, monster truck version here, as well as a buggy. Now, I'm pretty sure Banggood lists all these on one listing, so when I list this truck here, you'll be able to choose whichever model you want in the description below. Alright guys, well that's a quick rundown of the HX 8612 desert buggy here. Let's go take it for a bash and see how it performs with the 540 brushed motor. Alright guys, let's take this little truck for a bash. Now definitely decent power out of this 540 brushed motor. It's such a small scale truck. Like I said, I don't think we've seen 540 brush motors in a 14th scale for quite some time. That was not a bad jump there. Now, obviously we've got friction shocks, so there's a bit of a bouncy landing there, but seem pretty stable in the air. Nice. Just the landings are a bit too bouncy for it. But yeah, like I was just saying before, we haven't seen 540 brush motors. Oh, got a backflip out of it. since basically a few years ago with the WL Toys 144001. Some of the other buggies that came out around that period. Let's take it off road here. See how it does in these wood chips. They're still rather wet and damp from all the rain we've been having. Still pretty decent. Bit of wheel spin though, for these tyres on the loose surface. Yeah, plenty of power though guys for being brushed. Unlike that recent WL Toys truck that I reviewed, the 144008 or 018. That was underpowered with the 390 brush system. Yeah, this truck rips guys for being brushed. Yeah, so far the only thing that I think can be improved obviously is the shocks. You just put some oil-filled shocks on it. Check out the range on this. They do claim 200 meters of worth of range, and I'm out there guys. Over 100 meters easy. So it might be true. Maybe this does have over 200 meters worth of range. It's got a rather long antenna on the receiver. Yeah, so the range is pretty decent for sure. A lot of cheap RCs around 80 bucks that this is priced at. You're lucky to get 70, 80 meters out of them. This one, yeah, really good range. Oh, what was that? See that somersault? Let's do a quick sand test here. Plenty of power to get through this sand. Okay guys, well the battery is now flat. As you can see, it's got the flashing lights on the front and the rear. Now, this battery was fully charged, but I did actually test it out for a few minutes at home, so that's why this video was cut short. But yeah, overall pretty decent battery time considering I did test it out beforehand. But yeah guys, for the time that I did bash it around in this video, this is a pretty capable basher. It does definitely need a good set of shocks though. It is rather bouncy, especially on landings. It does jump rather well, pretty controlled on the ramp. But yeah, it's just the landings are a bit too bouncy. That way, you know, you don't really stick the landing. But overall for 80 bucks guys, or around 80 bucks, under 90 bucks US, this is not a bad deal. I think this is definitely better value than the last truck I reviewed on the channel from WL Toys. That only had a little 390 brush motor, while this has got a much more powerful 540 motor. Now I can feel through the chassis that this motor is getting pretty hot. It doesn't have a heat sink, so if you did want to keep this truck at 540 brushed as it is now out of the box, you definitely want to invest in a heat sink. That way this motor will keep a bit cooler. But anyway guys, the links will be in the description below. Like I said, you can get 4 different styles of this particular RC, which I showed you on the box. All those different models are linked under one link on Banggood, so I'll link this one in the description. You can check out whichever model you like. If there's any coupon codes, I'll put them in the description below and pinned comment as well. So thanks for watching guys. This is the HX Tech Desert truck, and I'll catch you on the next video. There'll be more videos on this one. I might actually fit some oil-filled shocks on it and test it again, and we'll do a speed test on it because I couldn't do one today. I didn't have my speed reader on me. So stay tuned for those videos, plus many more reviews coming up on the channel, guys. And until next time, as always, have fun in the hobby, and I'll catch you next time.
Cameras clicking, Perth, West Stars, RC Dre, zone fuzz and big rigs gleam, RC King, trucks tearing dirt, choppers slice skies. Yo, subscribe, like seeing life through wheels eyes. Mud splashing, trails blazing, reviews like the map. RC mods unlock, no cap, Snapchat.